Oh, look, it's Pretty Tony. Welcome back.
Man, I'm very happy to be here. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I put on a
It's
brand new
Wednesday,
shirt.
man.
It is. It is. I
It's
put on a brand new
Wednesday.
shirt for the day.
Okay.
It looks the same, but it's new. It's new.
Okay. Is it clean? Is the bigger question.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
argue the legitimacy of it being new. As long as
No,
it's clean, that's all that matters, bro.
it's clean. It's not just new to me. It's new.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
It's
All
clean.
right. Well.
It's almost as clean as my pearly white teeth. Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth.
Ah, yes. Teethuses.
Teeth
Yes.
is
Your
yes.
teethuses is nice. That's why I wasn't here so that we can talk about that once the show gets started. I had to get my grill taken care of too.
Well, I was wondering.
It can stay in the 30s. I'm good with it. 20s, 30s. I'm good with it. It
I
just,
mean, when you got that natural installation, bro, it's cool. I get it. But
no,
for me,
I just real men come from the north, so we can deal with
oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. That sums it all up. Let's
we can deal with the cold.
I'm saying these names not because they're essentially the best fighters out there, which we can make a case for Shakur Stevenson definitely. They just look that much better than whoever they fight.
I think you might want to keep this thing on the feet and stay any way possible. Stay away from that guillotine choke. he was squeezing Buddy's face in the last fight and put him out.
Come on, dog. Let's fight.
Welcome to the Fighter Share Report. Like she said, come on, dog, let's fight. So, listen, we got huge boxing this weekend, so we kind of go through these kind of quickly because we got 5 fights starting tonight, or tomorrow night, rather. No, tonight, because it's Wednesday, right?
Yep, hump day.
Yeah. Super lightweight contest tonight on Showtime at 9 p.m. Brandon Lee versus Samuel Tay. What you think about that one?
It's gonna be a banger, man. Brandon Lee said he's predicting winning this fight. Tay is a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's a vet. So I'm looking, but Brandon Lee, he hasn't disappointed up to this point. So this is a good fight on a Wednesday. I'm here for it. I'll be tuned in to Showtime. I don't really know a whole lot in depth about both guys, but I've seen enough about Samuel Tay to know he's coming to fight. So this should be a good one.
Speaking of not knowing a whole lot about the fighters, tomorrow, or Friday rather, we have a super flyweight fight. We have Saket Soren, oh my goodness, Rung Vize versus Quante Sidmore Singh. Yeah, that's gonna be on the zone on Friday. So if you have the zone, it comes on 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Check that out. If they're super flyweights, they punch. So it's gonna be a good fight, regardless.
For sure.
And then Saturday, we have Friday night we also have on ESPN. We have the WBO European welterweight title with Lewis Crocker versus Denise Ilbe comes on. Didn't give a time for that, but I'm sure you can check ESPN and they'll be able to tell you. But that's Friday night or Friday. And then Saturday, here come the fights. We got 2 big ones on Saturday. We have Juan Francisco Estrada versus Romain Chocolatito Gonzalez.
I would ask you not to insult our Spanish
On
brethren
the
by doing
zone.
such a terrible accent.
He's not that terrible on the zone.
The fact that you brought it up is great because this is going to be a good fight, bro. We talked about this last week, and it got kind of intermingled with the whole UFC behemoth that we had on Saturday. Bro, this is a great fight. This could go down as an instant classic. These two have kind of been the cream of the crop of this division for the latter half, about the last 4 or 5 years. Definitely more so with Chocolatito, as he was listed as one of the pound for pounds at one point. But Estrada's no joke. He's been a highly competitive guy in that division. Both of these guys are world champions. I'm looking forward to it, bro. Like I said, this is a tough step up in competition for Chocolatito since he got knocked out. He lost, then he got knocked out. The guys he's beating in between, then okay. If anybody can dig deep and muscle some championship medal, to be Chocolatito, but it's too close for me to call. I'm just going to tune in and be a fan.
All right, this I won't even comment on that. I like Chocolatito. I like Estrada. It's
Of course
gonna be
you
a
do.
good fight, but we got to get into the last one so we don't run out of time. David Benevides versus Ronald Ellis. That comes on at 9 p.m. on Showtime. And shout out to David Bowser, promoter extraordinaire, for commenting on that.
Yes, sir.
But that David Benevides Ronald Ellis fight, we've been talking about Benevides so much, it'll give people a chance to really see him.
Yeah. Listen, we are big David Benevides fans over here. But bro, let me tell you something. The Fighting Ellises, Rashidi, Ron, and their little sister, bro, this is a family of fighters. These kids got skill. And there's a reason why, why they decided to sign with Golden Boy, how that happened, I don't know. But bro, the Ellises can fight. This is not going to be an easy fight for David, I assure you.
No, but we know the just the ability of David Benavidez, the fact that how many people don't really want to fight him. And as much as we've been talking about him on here, I'm glad he's fighting so other people can actually see why we're so high on David Benavidez.
Hey, and check it out. Quiet as kept. We do know that Ellis is a stable mate and sparring partner for Canelo Alvarez. This is going to be a good litmus test for David Benavidez, so we'll see what he got. It's going to be a good fight.
And you're right, David. Fights in Central Florida have been picking up. When you have any, let us know so we can talk about them on here.
Oh, yeah, and definitely come back for our Let's Refine show. We can spend a whole lot of time talking about all that stuff.
UFC Fight Night, Vegas 21. Not really much to talk about on this card, to be honest with you. It's Saturday as well on ESPN Plus. Prelims start at 5 p.m. Main card starts at 8. Not a whole lot to really get into. But our boy Leon Edwards will be fighting Bilal Muhammad on that fight.
That's all that matters.
Leon is going to bring it. Just know, Leon is going to bring it.
My friend, he better bring the chips and biscuits and crumpets and tea and everything else. Let me tell you something about this Chicago dude, Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad can fight, and he brings bad intentions. And bro, who wanted to fight Leon Edwards? Nobody. Bilal Muhammad comes around in what, a month turnaround? He just fought 2 weeks ago, and now he's getting back in octagon again. I like this, man. This is going to be a good fight. And listen, Muhammad's been getting closer to getting into that top 10 ranking, which is where he want to be. This is the fight that can get him there. I don't know, because I haven't seen Leon. This is a tough fight for Leon Edwards. He's been out there for 2 years now? It's going about 2 years, right? He hasn't had a fight?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and you come back in against a guy that's hot like Bilal Muhammad, just coming off of a fight last month. Mm-hmm. He probably don't have to really do nothing. He's probably still kind of right around the weight, bro. This is a dangerous fight for Leon, but I'll tell you what. If he wins this fight, you gotta be beating the drum for Leon Edwards against Kamaru Usman next. It's only right, bro, because he's beating everybody else.
Listen,
he beat Leon a long time ago, but bro, this would be the perfect opportunity to see how much he's grown since then, bro. I think that's the right fight to make.
You've got people who have been clamoring for him to be able to fight for a minute now. To be able to fight Usman for a minute now. I mean, I'm not talking about just the last year. I mean, this has been like the last 2 years you've been hearing fighters saying Leon Edwards deserves an opportunity. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let us know, Bowser. We got you, bro.
So when if he wins Saturday, Dana, realistically, that's Usman's next opponent.
Yeah.
Stop talking about Cody or Colby Covington and all these other people getting rematches. That's all they're talking about right now is Usman fighting people he's already beaten. For some reason, they don't really want to put Leon Edwards in there. I don't know what it is. I don't. I mean, I'm not the only one saying it. You have other fighters that keep talking about this. Why are all these guys getting shit? They really talked about it with Masvidal. They were like, why is Masvidal getting a shot when you got Leon Edwards sitting there. And then even after the Masvidal fight, I mean, we saw what Gilbert Burns did to Tyron Woodley, and they knew because of that, Gilbert Burns was going to be next, and they had to wait a while for Usman to be ready. But they were talking about that, once I remember after the Colby Covington fight, they were like, I heard so many of them talking about Leon Edwards should be next. Even Piotr Yan made the statement, why isn't Leon Edwards getting a title fight in his press conference? It was like, wow. So you've got other people that really want to see this man get an opportunity, but for some reason, UFC management is just like, Yeah, they are pushing. They've been doing that, pushing their own agenda for the favorites in the UFC. But Leon Edwards, the fans love him. I get maybe he just doesn't have a big enough name. I don't know what it is, or he doesn't make enough noise outside the ring. But I'm hoping he gets that shot, bro.
Listen, man, when Masvidal slapped him the way that he did, bro, to me, that should have been enough promotional stuff to live on forever. I don't know why we still ain't. Look, dude, right by Leon Edwards, Dana. You listen, you've been, and before we get too far ahead of ourselves, all this is a wash if Bilal Muhammad beats his ass, because that's very well possible. But Dana White, do right by Leon Edwards. If he gets through Muhammad, please get this man to fight against Kamaru Usman. Please, it's only right. Find some decency in your soul.
Who's the better matchup for Usman, real quick, because we're about out of time? Edwards or Muhammad?
Ooh.
We'll come back to it.
Muhammad, because he gives a lot of openings. He's going to be right there to be hit.
Wow. Okay. Well, meanwhile, I know you're going to say this is a segment that you take off, but you shouldn't. Wrestling updates, because we cover combat sports entertainment. All right. So coming off of the last main event that AEW put out, wrestlers were very disappointed in the big finish, because supposedly the ring was supposed to almost explode. They had all these little charges around that didn't go off. Like 2 or 3 of them went off, and you see Eddie Kingston come in and cover John Moxley like he's saving his life, laying his life on the line, and then you hear like this, boom. That was it. It was very anticlimactic. They made it look like the commentators carried it out like it was something, but it was very anticlimactic. But Kenny Omega, who is the champion of that organization and familiar with these matches from his days in Japan, as John Moxley is, they were just very disappointed, furious with production, because they tested it out beforehand. Everything went well. They actually had a bomb out there, and the bomb was a dud. The bomb did not go off. The one that they had for the test went off, and that's why everybody was so geeked for this event, because they knew the ring was supposed to look like it literally exploded. But then when the dud fizzled out, they had to carry it out as if something major was happening. WWE has their WrestleMania coming up here in Tampa in April. They only have 2 matches firmly signed right now. Vince McMahon, the boss, is not happy with the other matches that they're talking about. Even though they've been talking about these other matches happening, nothing is listed on the official schedule for WrestleMania except for 2 matches. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's World title.
Hey,
and
I seen them. I know who they are.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody knows it. Yeah, buddy. Don't get me in trouble. Man, when you put that visual in my head, now I forgot about the second one.
Hey, you said I don't normally participate in these conversations, bro. So here's my effort. I'm inserting myself here. That was my opening, bro. I had to take it. That's what I'm here for, bro.
That's a good opening. No pun intended.
Hey, you got to fill the void.
Bianca Belair. And her husband is actually in the organization.
Okay.
He was part of the Street Profits. Montez Ford is actually her husband. And but she she's just a talent, man. She's a real talent. And that match is scheduled, and there's another championship match that's firmly scheduled. I think it's the the Raw title match. Is no, it's not. It's another one, but it's not a title match. I got to go back and do my research on that one. But yeah, there's only 2 matches that are scheduled out of a 2-day show. Everything else, McMahon wants redone. He's not happy with the product so far, and he's so worried about AEW. He was happy that AEW's Big Finish failed, but he lost another wrestler to AEW as well. Longtime WWE great, certain Hall of Famer Christian Cage signed with AEW right after the Big Show signed with AEW. So it's becoming an interesting situation because AEW is getting these independent wrestlers and they're matching them up with these WWE legends, and the fans are getting to see a lot of dream matches coming up here soon. They're like, well, if so-and-so would have been in the WWE, then they would have been able to have their chance to beat up on so-and-so. Well, now they are in AEW. So shout out to Tony Khan for trying to keep it fresh as we move along in this one. Do you want to comment any more on that, the Usman versus...
Nah, I mean, I have to, I mean, as I think about it, I'm saying Bilal Muhammad because I'm looking probably more at, because I've seen him fight a lot more recently than last time I seen Leon Edwards. So I'm just saying that because Bilal Muhammad likes to actually fight. And I don't mean that in the sense of like the guys that are octagon art. He's just there to be hit. He's going to come forward. He's going to be aggressive, which in Usman's case, as we've seen his last couple of fights, be aggressive if you want. That'll be the end of you.
Okay. Your time. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, yeah. So I was prepared to talk about all the great fights coming up and how great boxing is. But I'm going to take these 1 minute and 45 seconds that I've dwindled down to talk about a real national treasure, a real hero that we made fun of not too long ago, but y'all probably have forgotten about. Maya Moore, right? Does anybody remember her?
Oh, heck yeah.
Probably, and no one's going to argue with me here, the greatest women's basketball player of all time. Because we talk about Cheryl Miller and Lisa Leslie and Cheryl Supes, but bro, no one has accomplished what Maya Moore has done in such a short period of time. I don't want to go down her list of accolades. Let's just say this time I wouldn't have enough time to do that because that's how great she is. But what I also want to talk about is that Maya Moore, coming from Missouri, middle of the country, became one of the greatest female basketball players, like I said, or the greatest we've ever seen. But more importantly, she's a woman of faith. And I don't really talk about faith and whether you're a believer or a non-believer or religion for any capacity on this show. I leave that to my partner. He's much more educated and versed on that than I am. But I do like to talk about people like to take a stand and be convicted about what they love and how they feel. Maya Moore has said that now she's taking another year off from basketball to not only focus on her faith and ministry, but to also focus on prison reform. Y'all don't know, we made a joke about Maya Moore earlier last year in 2020 when she got married to Jonathan Irons. Oh, she couldn't find a man, so she got one in the prison system. No, she had been known this man since they were teenagers. They grew up together, so to speak. He was serving a 50-year sentence, wrongfully accused and wrongfully convicted. She used her resources, her funds, and her star power to help get this man's case in front of the Supreme Court, get it thrown out, and he's a free man. Talk about a real hero, a role model for anybody.
He's not free anymore.
Maya Moore is a role model for everybody, especially young black girls.
That's pretty good, though. You get out of prison and end up with Maya Moore. That's a pretty good deal.
Just saying.
That's awesome. I'm thank you for highlighting that, bro. That was awesome. I know we try to stay away from politics on this show. That's usually what we try to do. We try to stick with sports entertainment, combat sports mostly, and then combat sports entertainment sometimes we bring in. But today I want to spend maybe a minute and 20 seconds talking about something a little bit different. I want to talk about one of the first dogs. Many of you haven't heard, but one of the first dogs, one of Joe Biden's dogs, took a swipe at a Secret Service agent. took a pretty good swipe at a Secret Service agent. And he was put on restriction. He was escorted off White House grounds, taken back to Delaware, and put on the property alone. Of course, he had Secret Service people of his own and caretakers and all that stuff. But good news, the pooch is back in the White House. They say he's calmed down. Oprah did an interview with him. If you want to go online, you can catch that. It's the same setting she was in with Meghan Markle and Harry, and they actually have subtitles to the interview. I was going to show it on here, but didn't want them to shut us down. I knew they would before we could get the whole interview through, but it's very intense. The dog actually talked about how the Secret Service agent bit him first. So if you get a chance, check that out. That's my 2 minutes.
A very well spent 2 minutes, bro. I don't know what happened. I can't get mine back, but I mean, it sounds like it could be interesting, so we'll see. Don't know where to go with that. What are we talking about? What are we doing? No.
Mercifully, it's time for us to wrap this up.
We don't know. Okay, I didn't know either. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't alone.
Who are you consulting with?
Hey.
Is that your agent?
Hey.
Tell him I need my 20% too.
It's just business.
Oh, is it a cabbage grower?
Hey, this is business, man. This is business, bro.
So it is a cabbage grower. Okay.
Right now,
Ooh. At least I didn't give your address out. Listen, we appreciate y'all joining in. We appreciate you, Mr. Bowser. He is look, if I'm not mistaken, I know he's working with T&K Promotions. Okay. Thanks for preaching it. That was for you. When you were up there talking. Please support your local fights. They're back. They'll be back more probably around April, May, June. We'll be talking about them. Please get out and support them. Support each other. Shout out to my daughter who was on here with me yesterday. At least her mean mug was. The Queen Mother, my wife, my pops, family, friends. Shout out to, again, Mr. David Bowser. And it's all yours, bro.
Hey, shout out to everybody in Fighters Nation. We'll catch y'all tomorrow on Let's Refine show. We get to be relaxed because today we're a little bit uptight. Spread a little love. It's crazy out there, man. Hey, stop runway driving, man. This is ridiculous in the area, man.
My God.
We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Same bad time, same bad place. Peace.